In the house, great. Okay, great. I'll be right out to grab you. I'll get us all started. Okay. Evan, ready? Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the conclusion of the competition round for the 2022 Hawk Tank Business Plan Competition. We've been through a number of amazing presentations this morning, and definitely want to say a big thank you to all of our judges, all of our participants, of course, our supporting sponsor, Four Corners Innovation, our presenting sponsor, Baird Private Wealth Management. Here we go. And what we have on tap right now is the grand finals. So we'll be having two teams presenting to us. We will be having, representing Fort Lewis College, will be Headwater Hydration. And then representing San Juan College will be Lux Beauty. So these teams are already winners. They're already walking into this room with $5,000 cash to take their idea to the next level. And now they're competing head to head for an additional $5,000 capital infusion into their business idea. Before we start today's grand prize round, what I'd like to do is do a land acknowledgement for here at Fort Lewis College. Fort Lewis College, the land that we're gathered on, is the ancestral lands, ceremonial locations, and territories of the Apache, Hopi, Zuni, Pueblos, Ute, and the Dene Nations. As a public institution of the state of Colorado, I also recognize Colorado lands as the ancestral lands of the Comanche, Apache, Cheyenne, Shoshone, Kiowa, and Arapaho peoples. It is important to provide this acknowledgement because the narratives of this land and region have long been told from dominant perspectives, without full recognition of the tribes who lived and continue to live on this land before it was Fort Lewis College. Thank you for your attention in respecting and acknowledging this important history. The land provides life. Individuals and communities should live with respect for it. So thank you so much for your attention. So I want to also give a huge shout out to our grand prize judges. So thank you so much. We have Tina McCollum from Baird Private Wealth Management. Thank you so much. We have Jim Candelaria from Swan Global Investments. And then we also have Mr. Cliff Horace from Horace Motors. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of your time and providing, of course, thorough reviews of their business plans, as well as the feedback you'll provide. This is really important professional growth for our students and our participants. So let's get started with Headwater Hydration. Thank you so much.
Is it all right if I start whenever? Sure. Awesome. A little preview on the product. It was more of a surprise last presentation. So, good afternoon, judges. My name is Grant Podasky. I am the founder of Headwater Hydration. Could I start off by asking you a quick question? How many of you enjoy hiking or backpacking, whether that's in the summer or winter? Awesome, because that is one of my favorite things to do over the summertime. And through my experience, let me tell you, I have come across some pretty big problems. And that problem comes in the form of staying hydrated. First off is if you use a water bottle, usually it's in the pockets, you're carrying it, or it's in the back of your backpack. And whenever you have to stop, you have to take off your backpack, find your water bottle, and it completely stops your trip. What I really like about the bladder hydration systems or reservoir hydration systems is you've got the mouthpiece and it's always, you've got hydration there constantly, which I absolutely love. The problem is afterwards, it takes me forever to build up the courage to actually clean it. And it takes me so long to actually clean it, even if you've got all the supplies, the hanger, all the fancy gear to clean it. Also, there's no room for, you can't use hydrating sports drinks because the sugars create an environment for harmful bacteria. And if you can't confirm that you got it 100% clean, that's an issue. And thirdly, is it's difficult to refill. When I'm on the trail and I have to refill it, I'll pull it out of my backpack, refill it, treat the water as needed. But I have to empty out my backpack before I can slide it into the sleeve on the inside of my backpack. Thankfully, we have come up with a solution. Our solution is the Colorado Canteen. The Colorado Canteen, I can actually hand it to you and you can pass it around if you'd like. The Colorado Canteen is, first off, easy to refill. With this backpack, there's no outside pockets, so I have it on the inside. If I pull it out of my backpack to refill it, I can just jam it back in there because it's hard-sided. Or you can put it on the outside pockets if you prefer that as well. Secondly, is it's hands-free. You have the option of the hose as you're backpacking, so you can constantly stay on top of your hydration no matter what throughout your trip. Thirdly is you can use hydrating sports drinks like Gatorade or whatever your preferred sports drink is to stay even further on top of your hydration. That is because, most importantly, is it's easy to clean. All you have to do is disassemble it and toss it in the dishwasher. We'll also be selling these hose cleaning kits. It just makes it easy. You can just run the bristles through the hose and you're all done. Super, super simple and all that. There's a lot of competition for these, but we have ways around it. First off is Modal Outdoors. Modal Outdoors sells the most similar like product, but the way they have it is you clip it on the outside of your backpack sideways, and you don't need that extra liter of water sloshing around and throwing off your balance, even if you've got a heavy backpack. They also don't have a pressure valve. If you notice on the lid, there is this valve that lets air in as you drink, and that allows you to drink freely, whereas you're fighting the suction as you're drinking through their product. Camelback, like I talked about a little bit earlier, they have a great product to have so that you can have access to water throughout your trip. But like I said, it's really, really difficult to clean and end up looking kind of gross, not gonna lie. And like I said earlier, you can't use hydrating sports drinks in there because the second you do that, it gets moldy and might as well just throw it away at that point. Nalgene, while they are our partner to provide the bottle for us, specific water bottles, just like water bottles that you throw in your backpack, those are great, except for, like I said earlier, you have to stop in order to get water out. And I typically find myself going longer periods of time without drinking water, which is not a good idea, especially at higher elevations. I know this is a big project, and I can't do it without my key partners. First off is we've got a great set of key partners, whether that's in my family or individuals who I've met through Fort Lewis College or competing in Hawk Tank. One of our partners is Tom Barney, who was the CEO for Osprey for 12 years. He has provided incredible feedback. Also, that includes angel investors. We have a couple interested angel investors as we move forwards with this company. Secondly is the Patent Resource Center. Down in Durango, they've got a Patent Resource Center, and they will be an incredible asset in order to help further our research with this product. From my research so far, I have not found any sort of product or patent with a hard-sided bottle and a valve on there. So I believe that we'll be able to secure that, secure a patent there. That also includes a private patent attorney in order to secure that intellectual property. Thirdly is office space. We have some family friends here in Durango who have extra space, and they're willing to rent it out for us in order for us to start with low costs and really get this business off the ground. Along the same lines with business operations is sales and marketing. This includes individuals who have businesses in sales and marketing. We have family friends who do that, and this will be an incredible opportunity for us to really build our website, build our social media platform, and move forwards with product awareness. And fourthly, suppliers. Can't do this without getting all the ingredients to build the Colorado Canteen. And our suppliers will be incredible partners as we move forwards with this, whether that's Nalgene or Teton. And fourthly, the outdoor specialty stores. We got to get these products out there, and we'll partner with outdoor specialty stores such as like Garden Schwartz down on Main Street in order to get these, in order to create a multi-beneficial partnership where they will have exclusive access to our product and they'll help build our market share. For the team, currently I am the leader, and as we move forwards, we'll be hiring new team members. The first team member that we will hire will be there to assemble and package the Colorado Canteen. And as we grow and as we change and develop, we'll be able to address that accordingly and hire more individuals where it's needed. Our marketing plan is crucial for us. We've broken it up into 4 main customer personas. The first customer persona can be described as me. It's the young and eager persona is anyone from 18 to 30 years old, someone who can't get enough of the outdoors and is always looking at the mountains and dreaming, and someone who has run into the same problems and looking for a product, if not trying to find their own product. Parents of kids, these are individuals who have kids anywhere from elementary school through high school, and they just want to share their love for the outdoors with their children. And parenting's hard. Going on trips is hard. This will make their life so much easier. And lifelong adventurers. These are individuals who have been outside the majority of their life, who love the outdoors. They love hiking and backpacking. They're 30 years old and up, and they've got a little bit more financial freedom in order to go travel to more destination places that they've been dreaming of going to. And like I said, wholesale, these are outdoor specialty stores who will sell our product retail. This also includes building a website, creating a social media platform, not creating a social media platform, but creating social media pages specifically for each individual market group. and email marketing as we develop and grow our customer base. Our progress milestones. My goal today is to win Hawk Tank, and by the end of May, we will receive the rest of our financing from those angel investors. This summer, our goal is to hire our first team member, and by the end of 2022, we will have sold our first 100 units. Our seed capital will be paid off by the end of year 3, and by year 5, we'll achieve $100,000 of EBITDA. As you may have picked up, we have a significant problem to be fixed and a significant audience that we're marketing to. Thankfully, we have some incredible resources and partners, along with an energized and driven leader. Judges, I'm asking today for this $10,000 to help me reach our target market and solve these problems. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. Does anybody have any questions?
So on the marketing and that whole piece, is that something that you're gonna manage yourself, or is that something that you had planned to outsource? I didn't see that in here.
Yeah, so for our marketing, we'll be working alongside a marketing coach. It'll be a kind of like a partnership to where it's led by me, but it's approved and all the strategies go through our marketing coach. So it's the best strategies we can possibly come by.
So tell me, you're interested in getting a patent on this. What differentiates this from the competition? I mean, other than the valve that's in the top, you're using another manufacturer's product for the container part. I'm assuming the same with the hose. And is this bite valve, is that similar to the Camelback? Is that the same type?
It is not the same type. It's from Teton. They're a smaller company.
And is that someone you're going to be partnering with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
do they have a patent on it?
Yes. There is from working with Tom Barney. There is really some aggressive patent rules, or the patenting is really aggressive. Like Camelback's blue coloring in their tube is patented, but from my research, I have not found a hard-sided bottle with a valve system on there. There are companies who sell an adapter for Nalgene's to where you can screw it onto the bottle, but they don't have a valve in there. So you're constantly fighting the suction of trying to get the water out. And
what do? Do you have to loosen the lid off to get that suction out, or
what I've found works best is you drink as much water as you can, and then you just like pinch the bite valve and hope that air flows through enough to let air in. Because if you loosen the lid, there's risk of spilling it. But with ours, there's no need to do that. You can drink freely, and I've been using it as much as I possibly can throughout this winter on different hikes and adventures.
And is there any issue with how this connects right here as far as running into leaks or compromises, or
I have not
run into so far?
I have not come across any sort of leaks on there.
how easy is it to pull on and off?
It is a little bit difficult, and as we move forwards, that is the first thing that I would like to solve, because I don't like the brass. I would like to have it one solid cohesive piece, and I would like to have with these, this one doesn't have it, but a lot of the Camelback connectors, you can just snap them on and click a button to pull them off. That's what I want with that. So you can just disassemble it, throw it in the dishwasher, and just quickly run the cleaning kit through there. that is the first thing that I will be doing as far as product modification.
That makes a lot of sense.
And as far as cleaning with, it seems like a pretty long hose to, so how does that work? Is it just a super long, like?
It's a little bit longer than the hose itself. And it's this wire, it's like a pipe cleaner. It's a wire brush with like bristles on the end that you can just like thread it through. Just a little bit of soap, and then just rinse it out and you're done.
So tell me about the valve. Is the valve off the shelf, or where does it come from? Or most one-way valves, a lot of are gravity, based on gravity, or where did it come from?
So it's kind of a, what was that?
Your design?
Actually not. It's a goofy little story, but we were having a Christmas party and someone gave little sippy cups for like little kids to one of our friends, and we were drinking out of it, and I was sitting there and I looked at it and I was like, that's what I've been looking for probably 6 months. And it's just that little valve it's got a split in it.
Okay.
And you can, with my research, that one's specifically from a sippy cup, and that's another thing that I would change. It would make it a lot more flush. The valves that we're looking at buying are about 2 cents a piece. They are so much more flush up against the bottle itself. So they're used in a ton of different bottles. Like there's the green Gatorade bottles. They've got that same style of valve. But yes.
And how is it with water?
Water doesn't come out.
It doesn't come out?
No.
Okay.
Right, it's like the sippy
I've
cups.
been,
It doesn't. I've got 3 kids.
Yeah, they're a blessing.
So is the valve similar to that valve there?
Yes, it's very
this
similar.
This is from one of the people that you're partnering with.
Yes, it's very similar, except it's a thin like rubber sheet almost, and it's got a crosshair split in it. So like as you're drinking, it lets air in, but it doesn't pop out to let water out.
Okay.
So does that company have a patent on that valve? Do you know?
The sippy cup company?
No, the bite valve.
I believe so, yes.
And then the sippy cup company, they have a patent on that valve.
Yes, but I would be buying specifically that valve. You can buy them retail.
Okay. So
you're buying the valve, you're buying the patent.
Right.
Yeah.
My question then is, what about your product are you going to try to patent, since you're basically taking a bunch of other products and putting it into one product?
Yeah. So it's like there's a bunch of different, there's different aspects of the bottle that have already been patented, but it's the combination of putting that type of valve on a hard-sided bottle with a hose. Like there's other companies that have put bottles and hoses together, just no one's got any cups, like those cups, hard-sided cups with just a straw in it.
Right.
It's like there's similar styles like that, but there's nothing that's completely sealed off to where if it does get put in upside down, or it just won't leak, or if your backpack tips over when you're taking a breather, it won't leak.
So what's to keep Camelback from just doing basically the same thing?
That's been my biggest concern, and that was a question that was asked last round. I'd say the first thing is just staying ahead of them. I've talking with my mentor Tom Barney. He's worked with Osprey for so many years, and my biggest concern was that he would say that they had already thought about that or already attempted it, but there was no mention of it, and which was an incredible sign for me. So I believe that I'm a step ahead of them, and especially if I'm able to secure a patent, which I learned that you can get a provisional patent like within like an hour online. I learned that last round, so that'll probably be a later this afternoon task. If I'm being honest.
Coming from a legal background, that might be the first thing you do.
Yeah, and that's been my biggest concern, is staying on top of that so that no big company just comes through and takes
'Cause I
me
could
out of
see
business.
an Ozark label on something like that at
Mhm.
Walmart very quickly once it gets out.
And
Yes.
don't manufacture in China, because you'll see it on Amazon before you get your first order.
Right.
Yeah.
It's-
No, that's what I've been told too, and it's
Yeah.
also so shaky of like the turmoil there. I would ideally I would like to have everything made in Colorado, but that also um, depends on so many different factors. And for like our for the first year we'll be making them in house. By year 2 we'll have a manufacturer, and that'll greatly reduce our costs. The first year is just purely to get the product out there, get it in people's hands, get feedback like this doesn't work, so we can go back and address the problem. Because that's essentially our goal, is to solve the problem, not to fall in love with the product.
Right. Well, I think if you put quick disconnects on each side of those
Mhm.
tubes, similar to just, where you pull up and
Yeah.
it pops off, I think that would greatly make it a lot easier to clean for
Oh,
one.
definitely. That's
May make it easier to patent too, because
Yeah.
it's a differentiated
Mhm.
from anything else
Yeah.
that's out there. And then I'm assuming this, but are most of those bottle sizes, is the mouth opening, are they all about the same? Is that a
Yeah.
standard size?
Yeah, they
So you get bigger
as far as
bottles with-
Nalgene goes, yes, they are standard size. So if I wanted to, I could go to the store and grab a smaller bottle, half that size. I think that's 72 ounces. I can grab a bottle half that size and it would still work. But
Could
yeah,
you get bottles that were formed kind of like with your hips, so if you have it on the side of your hips, it's not bouncing around
yeah,
like
there's
a round
so many.
bottle.
What you're starting to dig into is where my brain's going. Like
Okay.
there's so many different options here. Like I was even thinking more of like a square container as well, kind of like how these are. So you can just still use the pocket on the inside and slip it in there, and it doesn't take up nearly as much room. Those are just starting of what is what's been going through my head. Also, whether it's just purely travel, just getting into that travel industry with a more simpler product for people who are maybe walking around New York for a week. Just, there's so many options of what's next, but this is where we will start off with.
So you mentioned, Nalgene. What
Mhm.
is what's your interaction with them, other than you're buying the bottle and the lid, and then you're building, this is
Mhm.
existing hose and everything else.
Yes.
Freestand, that's existing. What's their response to you? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I have not heard back from them
Okay.
recently, that is something that I need to address and really be able to make that connection with them first. If they're not okay with that, that's something that I need to go back and rethink, what bottle am I going to use? Do I go straight to a manufacturer? But as of right now, our plan is to use Nalgene, and typically Nalgenes have a little piece on top so that the lid is tethered to the bottle. But we are going to use they've got bottles without that, to where it's purely just the lid in the bottle. So we don't have to worry about cleaning that up, and it looks so much more professional and straightforward.
Is there a benefit to having the Nalgene bottle as opposed to just a bottle manufactured with you could put your Headwater logo on?
Yeah, the reason why I use Nalgene is just because they're so durable. They make really nice bottles. They're recycled with 50%, it's 50% recycled material. And they also, if we might even be able to work with Nalgene to where it could be like a co-branding situation, and that would, depending on how that interaction goes, that might be able to boost our sales and create a solid partnership. And if that does happen, we'll be able instead of going off to find our own manufacturer, we can walk side by side in that sense.
If I can encourage that, I would heavily, because, and I would encourage going even a step further. Take your prototypes and make as many different kinds, figure out what's wrong with it, make it better, and send them every single one with a note that says, I want to partner with you. I wanna partner. It does two things. It notifies them, this is an idea, I'm working on it. And so literally the precedent sets one.
Yeah.
And two, you can never defend a patent. I mean, nobody's got enough money, so, but when you got an 800-pound gorilla on your side, they'll be willing to.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of licensing or whatever.
Yeah. And that's,
I love the name Colorado Canteen. That's unique,
And it also brings in a sense of people travel all over the United States to come here, even the world too.
Yeah.
Like, skiing up at Purgatory this winter, you're seeing Oklahoma, you're seeing Texas, you're seeing Arizona. People from all over love to come to Colorado. And that will be a great selling point as well. Like,
and you've got Osprey, and you've got Bula.
I grew up with those guys that started that
Right,
Yeah.
and unfortunately they're not here. So learning the lesson.
Yeah.
Now he mentioned something about have you tested these, and what kind of feedback have you gotten?
Are you asking testing them like out in the field?
Yeah.
Like me personally, or having other people test them?
Yeah, just you, or having just any feedback
Yeah.
so far on what type of feedback?
Yeah. Everybody that I have talked to about this idea, they're like, oh my gosh, I love that idea. And they're super, super excited. I've not heard anything like, yeah, well, maybe, I'd prefer, camelbacks. But
See, I've always used the camelback.
Yeah.
And I've got
same
the kind
here.
that opens up like that folds over, so you can actually clean it.
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah, this
That was
one.
the problem with the other ones, is they had this kind of opening, and there's no way. you
Yeah,
can
and even with this small opening,
It's difficult.
it's still very
But,
difficult. But yes, as far as like field testing it, I have been out every time I go out. I do my best to use that instead of a water bottle. One, because I like it more, and two is because I'm investing so much time and effort into this that I want to know if it doesn't work. I want to know it doesn't work. If I open up my backpack and it's filled with water, I want to know that.
Right.
If it works great, awesome. How can we still improve it?
Well, and one of the things I like about that is because of where it sits on your back.
Yeah.
Is it's distributed. It
Yeah.
makes it fairly easy to carry. Whereas
Yes.
when you have a bottle, you're either gonna have to put it on one side or the other.
Yeah, and
That's gonna distribute your weight a little bit different.
yeah, that's the biggest thought that I've had. But ideally, the way this would be used is in the backpack. You'd have two bottles. If it's a big trip, you would have one bottle here with the hose coming out. You've got another bottle here with fresh water. So when you drain that bottle, you just switch the lids, and then instantly you're good to go. You can refill the bottle you just drained, and you can treat the water, because if you put iodine in your water, it takes like 30 minutes before it's safe to drink. And you can just constantly be switching which bottle it is, and that also keeps your water safe and clean.
So if I'm half full
Mhm.
and I got half of it has air in it, and I drive from here to Perg, and then I
Mhm.
climb another 1,000 feet,
Mhm.
I'm going to be burping air through the valve. Does that ruin the valve when the air is going the other way?
Nope.
That's what it's for, right?
Yeah, it's designed to
So
do
it
that.
goes both
Yeah.
ways. It doesn't.
Yes.
Okay.
And the biggest concern right now is having the bottle upright if you're driving. Because if it's on its side, you don't want it to, you don't want it to burp, on its side.
Isn't there a filtration system that actually fits right on top of the Nalgene?
Not that I know of, but that you bring up another good point. That is something that I would love to have, is an inline filtration system in the bottle, so that you don't even need to have two bottles. You can just drain it and just fill it right back up. throw the lid back on, and you're on your way. And it cuts back on your weight significantly.
All right, guys, we're actually out of time.
Awesome.
Great.
Last question if you want to go there.
I think you answered mine.
Awesome.
Good
Good
job.
job.
All right.
Thank
yeah.
you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you for the presentation.
Of course.
Very interesting.
So when did you graduate? Did you work with us?
82.
Okay. Okay.
Grant and it was 80.
Uh-huh.
White.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yes, go ahead and do your screen now.
Okay, in the car.
I do have one summer, right? It's right there.
how much time do we have here to fill these out?
About 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you guys just want to let me know when you're done, I can go.
Okay. I know.
So when you're looking at the business model viability, are you assessing their acknowledgement of it or?
To me, when we look at a deal, we look at total market,
Right.
okay, and then margin,
Right.
his margins are terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
but you can't be, you gotta be at 100%
Right.
minimum. And then I don't look at the projections ever.
Yes.
Don't know the second. Well, really, it's just market viability. Is it we go further, is it disruptive? Mildly disruptive, if I can. It's not
Right.
a game changer.
Thank you. I was just making sure I was looking at it
You
the
know,
right way. I
I just
appreciate it.
think if you could license it to Nalgene, get the money.
Well, that's what I'm.
Well,
that's
yeah,
what I'm-
that's right.
Develop
That would be my
valve.
guess is that, yeah.
Develop
Yeah.
that valve and
I just keep throwing them at them and one idea after another. And
Yep.
They'll
They'll buy it.
snap. Yes, exactly.
That was exactly what I thought as
Even though
well.
you can get a patent, I have a good friend. He's made all kinds of really cool things for using the outdoors.
Yeah.
And he could never defend. He didn't have the money to defend the patent.
Well, on trademarks.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you throw out a nasty letter, but
He's pretty much the key, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
he does have Tom Barney on there,
Right.
which is a big one, I
Plus,
think.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
an 800-pound gorilla, because he's been
He
there,
knows it.
done. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. If you want to just head back out, we'll call you.
Yeah, I was kind of looking through the financials and we bounced some off of you a little bit again, just because this is not something that I look at.
It's almost impossible to, I mean, you can just back the deal where there's basically one competitor out there.
Mhm.
And even then, the projections, I don't, you know, the day after you start, throw them out the window because it goes in a different direction.
Right.
Or and we pull a lot of stuff out of the labs where
Right.
people have already spent tens, hundreds of millions on it.
I mean, you score fairly highly just because of the detail that he went into. I mean, it's
Where's financial?
No, I was impressed.
Yeah, I mean-
That deep, he got
Yeah.
past just the P&L, he
Right.
went to cash flow, which is
Mhm.
important. So I
Yeah.
understand that.
okay.
I mean, I give him a lot of credit there. Especially if I looked ahead. This one has no,
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was part of my thought process as well.
to me, it's the exploration of it. It makes the person
If they
thinking
think through the
through, is
process.
this right?
Mhm. Okay.
Perfect. All set. Awesome. Well, wonderful. Well, we just heard from Headwater Hydration. Fantastic job. we have the next grand finalists representing San Juan College, and this company is Lux Beauty. So here we go. Switch the slides back.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Tamara Williams. I'm the owner of Lux Beauty. I currently own Lux Studio in Farmington, where I offer services. And so I've been in the beauty industry for maybe a little over 5 years. Lux Studio is where I offer my services like eyelash extensions, eyelash lifts, I do threading. So just listening to my customers, I seen that there was a market where people didn't have options for other things other than the things that I offered, like strip eyelashes. So then that's where my line of eyelash strips came into existence. So I thought that I would make a line that offers my customers a different option. So I got you guys all a copy of these slides. This is not. So, so the eyelash line that I'm going to do, I'm going to offer 3 different types. So a do-it-yourself kit, eyelash strip, the traditional eyelash strip, and then a magnet option.
When you're ready to switch, just press this.
So the reason so Lux Beauty, the main important thing for my business or my beauty brand is to have representation from the indigenous community, because as of right now, there's hardly any beauty companies that are indigenous or that represent our people. So I really wanted to incorporate as far as my packaging and everything like that, some like in my business. So my audience would be basically, it caters to everybody, all age types, ethnicities and genders. Then we just provide a high quality product. So the opportunity that Lux Beauty will take on is definitely representing the indigenous people, and as far as our aspect of how we look at what's beautiful and all that stuff in the beauty industry. So how I'm gonna do my offer my products is through the retail location, vending machines, and online. So like I said, the main thing is this is the first thing that I really want to put out there is our perspective of beauty and that whole thing. So how I do that, like I said, in the packaging, and I brought you guys a sample of the packaging and the product. So right here is a gift for you, a gift for you, and a gift for you. So the packaging is, that's where I got the idea, is from Native American pottery. So that's how I'm incorporating the aspect of that. And then the quality, and then like I was saying, how the strategy that I'm gonna take is through my social media accounts, where I've already opened all of the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm also gonna have I also have my own location, which is Lux Studio, that's in Farmington now. But I would just be closing off a portion of my building and then opening the retail store where people can come in and purchase lashes or purchase products. Then I opened the online website where people can purchase online. The vending machines, that's the main one that I'm gonna start. I want to start incorporating. So vending machines like in airports, in the mall, areas like that, maybe in, well, I was thinking the first location would be outside of my building, and then go from there, like getting into our local mall, and then maybe eventually down the road into airports and stuff. Then using brand ambassadors. So I would just send, that would be a portion of what the money would be used for, is sending them a kit of the product and then them posting it on social media. And then paid advertising, which I've never done up to this point. I've just used my own personal accounts and my business accounts to push the product. So I just didn't start off with, I started off first with making t-shirts because I kind of wanted to get the feel of it. So during the pandemic, since my studio was closed for services, I had to think fast, and I learned how to print my own t-shirts. I did the design, and then I started out with this first. So you can go to, that's one of my designs. And this is another one.
Did you do all the artwork?
Yes.
Very good.
And then during the pandemic, I also did a mask. So I learned basically how to promote, and the shipping, the delivery. I also offered delivering options. And then the last thing that I tried out before I did the lashes was making this bag also. So all these items will still be for sale in my retail shop, plus the line of lashes. Well, I already covered that. So like I said, these two options are already in existence. The money would go towards purchasing my first vending machines. I don't know if you guys ever seen them in.
I usually don't look for them.
Yeah. Well, females usually look for, like, you forget your lashes at home. I know I've seen some, well, not with lashes, but with like Kylie Cosmetic. They'll have them in the airports. So now you can buy like skincare. You can. So that is the main thing that I would be using the money for. Is just getting because I have the idea already. I have all that. I just need the money for making my first big order that will carry me through. And then just the vending machine, because everything else I've already had. So in the future, like I was saying, so basically I'm right here in the stages. Then eventually down the line, I want to offer more products. So I'm going for more of a brand. So I want to come out with like skincare, makeup, like workout attire, and all those things I'm already working on, but that's until later. So like I was saying, the way I am incorporating my representing my indigenous side is through the naming of the lashes. So like this would be an example of what you would see on the website. So the name, I would have the name, a little description of the lashes, and then like a little insert of like, well, why I named it Shiprock, and then where it's located, because a lot of people don't know of these towns like on the reservation. So kind of they're learning something and getting a high quality product at the same time. And then here are my financial overviews and then the 5-year plan. And then I also made a promotional video for today. Okay, so, oh, and then another thing so what I'm going to school for now, or this semester, which I'm taking 19 credit hours, I'm going to school for the drone program at San Juan. And that's how I made this video, learning about, and then my second major would be marketing. So that's how I'm learning how to do like the posts, making videos and stuff, because that's another thing that I really want to get into is learning how to do the marketing part. And I'm learning that currently at San Juan. And this video I posted on my TikTok, and it's already got 1,000 views. Congratulations. I don't know how you can fix this one. And then right here is just what I currently have, but I ship the shirts and lashes in. That's my packaging. And then here's a promotional video that I did. That's basically so that is the video that I've made so far.
You said you wanted to target influencers or ambassadors, I guess.
Yeah, brand ambassadors.
What you envision those? Who are those people, and what are how do you go about contacting them?
So through my social media, like I said, first I'm gonna reach out to my indigenous community. There's a lot of people that I guess like TikTok famous or Instagram, and I would reach out to them and then set up a deal with them. Most likely just giving them a kit. They can post their honest reactions, and then a lot of them do. If you go back to one of the slides, I already have, see, like when people purchase, they usually send me a picture and then I post that.
So is this the kit? This is the
Yeah.
kit? And what does that cost to produce?
Around $3 for everything, and then I charge 15.
And have you already started using this product in your
Yes.
in your business? Okay.
I did a trial run, and then like I was saying, the pandemic happened, and
Okay.
so that has really made stuff harder.
So and these can be, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So how many people would you say that you put these lashes on, and what sort of feedback have you gotten from them?
I would probably say a couple hundred.
Okay.
And I've gotten return customers. And like I said, I'm gonna also, like, this is just to strip lashes, but I've been talking to my manufacturer to produce a do-it-yourself kit and the magnetic lashes. So those two are in already locked in.
Okay.
So this kit contains everything you need to do it yourself? Is that
Yes.
Okay.
And then the other kits this is just like a strip. They buy glue from the store.
Okay,
They
so
put
it
it on
doesn't
and they
contain-
and then they place it on. But I also have my own glue too.
Okay.
Then the kits are kind of like now coming into play, is like they're like kind of like little clusters, and then you can kind of like build your own design on your lashes at home. A lot of people are doing that option. And then the magnetic lashes.
So you've got a manufacturer
Yes.
for the lashes?
Yes.
And you just buy it in bulk?
Yeah, I just kind of go over them with the how I want to style the lashes. They make them, and then I have another one for the boxing and stuff at the packaging, and then they send me my whole order. I finish it by putting the names and the stuff in this, putting them in here.
Complete this pack.
Yeah.
You put it all together.
Yeah.
The assembly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather have that happen because like I want to look at the product, make sure everything is good, instead of them shipping it straight from their warehouse, if
Right.
that makes sense.
That's also very time consuming, right?
Yes, but I'm gonna hire an assistant to help me. And then once this takes off too, I'm probably not gonna offer full-time services. So I'll be able to help with the packaging and all that stuff. So like I was saying, the brand ambassadors, they already do makeup and stuff. And this one, she just bought it. She did a makeup look and then she posted it. So that's basically how the brand.
So your cost was just the kit.
Yeah, she bought the kit too. But with the kits that I'm gonna offer, I'm just giving them maybe a couple sets and then sending it to them at my cost. All they would do is just maybe do a review, honest review, maybe a makeup look, a picture, whatever, and then that's it.
Do you have any idea what the costs of the vending machines are?
Yes. So if you look at this one, I already have talked to the manufacturer for them to customize it and send it to me is going to be almost 5,000.
Okay.
That's the bigger one. See,
So that's for
like,
one machine?
Yeah, so one machine, it's really big. It has a touch screen and stuff. And then there's another option that's smaller. That is kind of like the old fashioned, like you press the button. That one is around almost 3,000.
Okay. And then I'm assuming you have to probably pay for space to put it somewhere.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying maybe the first one that I get, I just put it outside of my building, because there is a spot for it. And then people can come like after hours, or even not even come into the store, just buy it right there. but I am looking to see how much it would cost to put it in our local mall in Farmington.
Do you have enough products to put in there?
Yes, so like I was saying, the portion of the money would go towards making my first 1 year order, and that would be covered.
So I have 4 daughters. Convince cheap old dad here why they should have eyelashes.
Okay, so
'Cause everybody
that
has
is
them.
really that is a really good question. Like I was saying, I've been in the business for a little over 5 years now, which I offer extensions. That costs $150 or $250 for me to sit there and actually put it on individually on each eyelash. And then that would require maintenance. So you would have to come in every like 2 weeks to get them filled. This they can do by themselves. They can pick from different styles. They can you can use these lashes up to 25 times.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
we were joking about that.
And
Okay.
and the box is
So
only
the
15
cost-
bucks.
So the $3 is with the lashes and the box.
Packaging,
Yeah,
right.
the packaging.
But you
I
can buy the
pay-
box for 15 bucks, right? Isn't that your retail?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I've been selling them
As
at.
opposed to
Yeah,
150 and then
yeah.
maintenance. I can
So,
whip in, I
but
have
there's,
to go
but
5
there's,
bucks.
but like I was saying, since I've had my business, every person doesn't want extensions. You know what I mean? They don't have the time, they don't have the money. So then that's when I came up with like, oh, I should give the other people an option. So that's when I was like, I should offer these types of lashes because there's girls that are girls or males that would just wear the strip eyelashes. They would never ever get extensions. Then there's different types.
And so there's a million different eyelashes out there that you can buy. So what sort of what sets you apart from the ones you grab in Walgreens?
The quality. So mine is gonna be foam mink. I actually purchased kits from a bunch of different manufacturers. So I also have my own line of the extensions, the lashes that I use for that. And that's how I learned about the quality.
Okay.
So that's how I picked I just didn't go and get some random one. Like I viewed a bunch of them and felt them, wore them, and researched like the quality of it.
Okay.
And since I'm already in the business, I kind of already know.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Well, I like the artwork.
Artwork's beautiful.
I guess I'm always thinking more globally, I guess. Your target audience are Indigenous women, I would think, primarily, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see anybody that wants
Yeah.
eyelashes, especially with the really cool artwork and everything, wanting that product. But what I also see is someone saying, well, that's someone who's not Indigenous saying, oh, well, I probably can't get that because that's for Indigenous women type of thing. So, I'm thinking, how do you keep that? Because I really like that concept, but keep it open to everybody.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a marketing challenge, but I think it's
Yeah.
something you need to be aware of in the beginning. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah, I've already ran into that problem just like with my t-shirts and stuff. They're like, when are you gonna make t-shirts for like the rest of us?
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think there's a market there.
Yeah.
For you, especially with your cool designs.
Well, like I was saying, I am indigenous. I'm Navajo. So, but I'm also American. Like I'm a part of both of them. So like I was saying, I just want to do like I said, the packaging and stuff like that. But also, I'm probably gonna come out with other lines, like, like for everybody. But anybody can buy any of this. But I know I've seen that just with the stuff that I've already done.
Native American jewelry, the appeal is international.
Right.
Yeah.
My sister lives in France for 20 years, and there's a Native American jewelry store in the middle of Nice. Go figure. So that's interesting, because I was thinking about demographics too. What would you sell this to a competitor? Would you?
See, that was another thing that I was thinking about, but I think I would wait until I establish my own brand, and then way down the line, I would probably, like have it in Target or Sephora, but not until I lock it in with my own brand, selling it straight from me.
Okay. So, for instance, would you go to Santa Fe and go to one person who's in your industry and say, look, I have these unique, I would like to put them on your shelf. There's a good
Other
markup to
salons
it.
or
Other
Oh,
salons. Is that
that's
a viable?
Yeah, that's an option.
Okay.
But I didn't really do any numbers for that, but that is an option. If they were gonna do it like me going to another salon and then kind of doing the wholesale thing.
Okay.
But I haven't run numbers for that.
I didn't see it, and I may have overlooked it. Trademarking your Lux Beauty.
I did.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't trade. I just bought the for the
internet.
Yeah, for the internet, but I
still
need
to trademark.
Yeah.
Because someone will.
He's an attorney.
Yeah, someone will jump in front of you, and then you're either gonna have to pay them to use it, or you're gonna have to come up with a different one.
Yeah.
So, and it's not real expensive to do, but it does
Okay.
take some time. But I would suggest that's something you need to look into.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
All right. Thank you.
I love the art.
Very good.
Great job.
You got something here.
And I took all the pictures. I came up with all the concepts and everything.
Nice.
And I'm so glad I made it through this thing, because public speaking is not my.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is the audio off, or is it still on? Okay, just a second, ask him.
Right.
Yep.